This is the voice in the wilderness of the people coming to you in the great wind. This is a day that EZER has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I pray that EZER has kept you in good health and with great strength. I pray that EZER has protected you from all danger, from all accidents, and from all iniquity. I pray that EZER has given you the ability to call his name and to rebuke the evil forces of this world. That you will rebuke Satan with all his works, his pomps, and all his vanity. I pray that EZER is with you. As long as you continue to call his name, keep his commandments, and hope in his promises, EZER will protect you. He will guide you. He will cause you to be justified in his sight. He will lead you in his righteousness, knowing that EZER's righteousness is his law, because his law is the truth, and it's the truth that will set us free, free from the false doctrines, free from the control of demons, free from the control of Lucifer and all the organizations that is being controlled and manipulated by him. My dear brothers and sisters, today I will go in a scripture and read with you. It will be the book of Deuteronomy. I will read from Deuteronomy chapter 28. I will read chapter 29, and I will read up to the third verse in chapter 30. Now, if you have been listening to my videos, I know I have done this before in another way. Today, I will read these verses in the first person. I will read this word as EZER is speaking to me, as if he is speaking to you alone. So when you read it in the first person, it's EZER. You're putting yourself in the presence of the Most High, our Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, as if he is speaking to you. I want you to listen to every word that I will say. Every word. I want you to listen to every word. I want these words to stir your intellect. I want you to know that these words were spoken to EZER, our Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the Father of Abraham, the Father of Isaac, the Father of Jacob, the Father of Israel. He spoke those words to our ancestors. He promised our ancestors what I will read to you. He told them this will be from their generation to generations to generations. This is what I have promised us. I want you to comprehend what I had promised us. And his promises stands until today. I want you to be strong, knowing that EZER's promise is with us until this day. So knowing this, I want you to open your intellect. I have promised us He's going to wash our hearts and He's going to put His commandments in it. My dear brothers and sisters, I is referring to our intellect, that part in your body that you cannot see, but it retains all things. It contains the knowledge, the wisdom, and the comprehension that I has given you. That part in that head where He breathed the breath of life, and it is in there until this day, and will stay there until the day you die. That's the heart, the center of your intellect that I'm speaking to this day. So, my dear brothers and sisters, I will read this. And I want you to give this to your friends to listen to. I want you to give it to your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your friends. Give it to anyone whom you would like to hear it. It is so important for us to know this. It is so important for us to know there is no salvation unless we keep the commandments of our Redeemer. It is so important to know that we cannot turn to the left, not to the right. We cannot add to it. We cannot take away from what He has given us. We just have to learn it, put it in our intellect, and do it. That's what He told us we have to do. So I will begin to read. As I promised, it will be from Deuteronomy chapter 28. And it shall come to pass, if I shall hearken diligently unto the voice of my Redeemer, to observe and to do all His commandments, that has commanded me to do, that my Redeemer, will set me on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on me and overtake me, if I shall hearken unto the voice of my Redeemer. Blessed shall I be in the city, and blessed shall I be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of my body, and the fruit of my ground, and the fruit of my cattle, the increase of my kind, and the flock of my sheep. Blessed shall be my basket and my store. Blessed I shall be when I come in, and blessed shall I be when I go out. I shall cause my enemies that rise up against me to be smitten before my face. They shall come out against me one way, and they shall flee 7 ways before me. I shall command the blessing upon me in my storehouse, and in all that I settest my hands unto. I shall bless me in the land that my Redeemer has given me. I shall establish me a holy person unto Him, as He has sworn unto me, by saying, If I shall keep his commandments and do them, the commandments of EZER, my Redeemer, and walk in his righteous ways, if I allow their commandments to teach me, to counsel me, to lead me, if I allow his commandments to guide me through my life, he says, all the people of the earth shall see that I am called by the name of EZER, and they shall be afraid of me. All the people of the earth shall see that I am called by the name EZER, and they shall be afraid of me. My brothers and my sisters, fellow Hebrew Israelites, the name that EZER gave unto us is EZER-IAH. The tribe that we are from, most of us that are in the West, are from the tribe of Judah. EZER promised us when he is taking us back, there will be no two tribes, no two nations. It will be one. We all will be going back as Hebrew Israelites. That is the name that is upon us. That's the name we need to know. That's the name we need to call. And that's the name that the people of the nation of the earth have to hear. That is the name they have to see. That's the name they have to know that is upon us. And EZER shall make me plenteous with goods in the fruit of my body, and the fruit of my cattle, and in the fruit of the ground, in the land which I swear unto my fathers to give unto me. EZER shall open unto me his good treasure, the heaven, to give me rain unto the land in its season, and to bless the work of my hands. And EZER shall give me the ability to lend unto many nations, my dear brothers and sisters, not just people. EZER will give me the ability to lend unto many nations, and I will have no reason to borrow. One of the main instruments of our condition is because we are now borrowing. It says, and I shall make me the head and not the tail, and I shall be above only, and I shall never be at beneath. If I hearken unto the commandments of EZER, my Redeemer, that EZER has commanded me to observe and to do them, and not to go aside from any of the commandments that Ayah has commanded me. I should not go to the right, nor to the left. I should go to no other Redeemer, no other Mighty One, no other Savior, no other ruler, no other maker, no other. Neither should I serve them. My dear brothers and sisters, I've just read this in the first person, referring to all the words that Ayah has spoken. He has spoken to me. These words Ayah spoke was to the nation of EZER-IAH. Being part of the nation of EZER-IAH, these words are referring to you and to me. Here Ayah just told us the blessings he will give unto us. He said, we will be above always. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body. Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. All the blessings he spoke shall come unto us. Here Ayah is making his promises to us, the very promises that we have to hope in. Blessed shall be the fruit of our body, and the fruit of the ground, the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flock of thy sheep. Blessed shall thy basket be, and thy store. Blessed shall thou be when thou come in, and blessed shall thou be when we go out. I shall cause thy enemies that rise up against us to be smitten before our face. They shall come at us, yes, one way, but they shall flee from before us 7 ways. I shall command the blessing upon us in our storehouses and in all that we set our hands to do. I shall bless us in the land that our Redeemer has given us. I shall establish us a holy people unto himself, no one else. I shall establish us a holy people unto himself, not to JC, not Jehovah, not to Yahweh, not to the Babylonian mighty ones, but unto himself, as he has sworn unto us, if we shall keep his commandments and do them, and walk in his ways and do them, if we allow his commandments to be in our intellect, to counsel us, to direct us, to lead us, if we allow that these commandments to be in our intellect, in our head, that before we do anything, these commandments will speak to us. Before we say anything, the commandments will speak to us. Before we go anywhere, the commandments will speak to us. Before we open our mouth, the commandments will speak to us. Before we address our enemies, the commandments will speak to us. In whatever we do, the commandments will be our counselor. The commandments, that power and authority that was given by EZER and said unto us, if we will do them, all these blessings will be upon us. Now, my brothers and sisters, if we will set these commandments in our intellect, if we will call on EZER, our Redeemer, to set them in our intellect, in that area in our head where we believe, some of us believe we know everything. If we take out our arrogance and the lust of the world from there and ask the Most High to wash it and clean it and purify it like silver is purified, to clean it and purify it as gold is purified, and to set His commandments in it. My dear brothers and sisters, all the people of the earth shall see that. All the people of the earth shall see that. Verse 10. All the people of the earth shall see that we are called by the name of EZER, and they shall be afraid of us. Because, my dear brothers and sisters, when EZER set his name in your intellect, there will be no fear in you. The fear will be turned on your enemies. The fear that is in you now will leave you and go unto your enemies. Those who oppress you will be oppressed. Those who you was afraid of will be afraid of you. Those whom you was running from will run from you. Those who you was borrowing from will borrow from you. Those who you was getting food from will get food from you. My dear brothers and sisters, I want you to meditate on what I'm saying to you. I need you to know this. Verse 11, and I shall make you plenteous in goods. The same things you don't have now, the same things you are without, I is going to give it to you. He will give you children. He will give you progress. He will bless you with your animals. He will bless the ground you walk upon. He will take you to the land that He swore unto our fathers to give it unto us. In 12 He says, I shall open unto us His good treasure, His mercies, His blessings, His grace. The heaven, He will open the heaven to us to give us rain, blessings on thy land in a season. He will bless the work of our hands, and we shall lend unto many, and we will not have to borrow. My dear brothers and sisters, here the promises, this is some of the promises that EZER has made unto us, that we have to keep His commandments. We have to call on His name and keep His commandments so that we will receive them. These are just some of it. I shall make us the head and not the tail. Right now, my brothers and sisters, we are the tail. For us to get to the head, we have to call on the name of EZER. The enemy has to see that name on us. EZER has to put that name on our forehead, and they will see it. The spirit in them will recognize it. It's not physical. It is spiritual, my brothers and sisters. That name of IAH have to be in your intellect, in your head, and it will be shown on your forehead. And the heathen shall know it, and they will be afraid of you. They will be beaten down before your face. They wouldn't have that arrogance to stand up to you. They wouldn't be able to confront you. They wouldn't be able to do those things to you anymore. I shall make thee the head, and we will not be any more the tail. And we shall be above only. We will be above only, and shall not be beneath. We are coming out of the bottom. When you accept the name of IAH, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, IAH, your Savior, and put it in your intellect with His laws, and allow His laws to direct you, allow His Spirit to manifest Himself in you, my dear brothers and sisters, we are coming out of the bottom. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of IAH your Redeemer, only when you start to listen, only when you start to allow the commandments to lead you, only when you allow the laws of IAH to lead you, my dear brothers and sisters, only when you allow the laws of IAH to lead you, to observe them and do them. You have to observe it, you have to know it, you have to learn them and do them and set them in your intellect, my brother or my sister or my friend. You have to learn His laws. You have to allow them to manifest in your intellect, in the only part of your body that no man can change, the center of your intellect. They could change your heart and give you an artificial one. They could change your hands, well, they can't change your eyes yet, but they could change your ears, they could change parts of your body. But the head, where the center of your intellect lies, that's where it lies, that's where it's at. When that stops moving, they know you are dead. As long as it's alive, that brain, that intellect, that computer that IAH installed into us, that chip that He installed into us, that same chip, when we die, that goes on to Him, He will inspect that chip. He will inspect that black box. That black box that is in your center of your intellect, that will go to IAH your Redeemer when you die. He will question it. That's where you have to put His commandments. Not just in your mouth. Put it in your intellect and allow it to guide your every action, your every deed, your every thought, your every move. Allow it to control you, to counsel you. Allow it to control the soul, the body. The body is the soul. Allow that intellect to direct the body, to direct your soul. When you allow that spirit that IAH set in that chip that is in our intellect, it will direct our soul, and our soul will be justified in the presence of IAH, our Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, IAH, the Father of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, the one who has given you His name in the DNA of your ancestor Jacob. He pulled his muscles, He went into his veins. My brothers and sisters, that's how you got the name. Read it, read your book. That's why you couldn't walk properly after that. You had to limp after that. It was the power of the entrance of fire into his veins, in his bloodline. He was making a nation. He was putting the seed in his loins. That's what he was doing. He was about to create a nation from one man. My dear brothers and sisters, he says in 14, and you shall not go aside from any of the words. You cannot go aside from any of the commandments. You cannot go aside from any of the commandments. Because if you go aside from any of the commandments, you are going aside from all the promises. If you go aside from the commandments, you will not receive any of the promise. So you are not to go aside from any of the commandments that I has commanded you this day. You cannot go aside from any of the commandments that I has commanded you. You cannot go to the right. You cannot make your own. You cannot say, well, I'm going to do this. You have to do what he told you to do. You cannot say, well, I am going to go with this one that these people give me. I am going to call on somebody's name. I'm going to call on another name. I'm going to call on somebody's blood. I know somebody came and died for me. No, my dear brothers and sisters, we cannot go aside from any of the commandments that Allah has given us. He has given us commandments to save us. And we cannot choose any others from besides what he gave us. So he says here, we should not go to the right nor to the left. We are not to go to any other. We are not to serve any other, no others, only I. Look at in your book. I want you to listen to what I'm saying, every word, and let those words be strengthened in your intellect. Ask Aya to strengthen the spirit in you. Ask Aya to set his commandments and his spirit in you, and to strengthen his spirit in you that you may leap. Ask Aya, say these words with me. Aya, strengthen your spirit in me that I may leap. Aya, strengthen your spirit in me that I may leap. Say it, my brothers and sisters. Say it. So here Aya has given us his promises. And now I will go in verse 15. I want you to see the importance of Aya's commandments to you in receiving his blessings. I want you to see why our people are at the bottom. I want you to listen to this and comprehend why our people are not improving, why they are always at the bottom, why they are always borrowing. And even though they have something, it's because they borrow. You see them with anything, they borrow. My brothers and sisters, I tell us we were not supposed to borrow. We are not to be at the bottom. We're supposed to lend the other nations. We ain't supposed to borrow from them. So when you see them borrowing, it's not a blessing. When they are borrowing to have the vanity, it's not a blessing. It's part of a curse. I want you to know this. When our people are borrowing and in debt to have the house they want, to have the car they want, to have the clothes they want, to have the relationships they want, it is not a blessing. It's a curse. Again, when we as a people are borrowing to live the lifestyle we want to live, It is not a blessing, it's a curse. Because I promise us should not have to borrow. We should be lending others. We are not to be at the bottom. We are supposed to be at the top. We are supposed to take Aya's word in our intellect. We're supposed to have his name mentioned in our mouth. We're supposed to have it on our forehead. We're supposed to have it in our intellect. So even when we speak or when they see us, they should be afraid of us because we have a power that they don't have, the name of our Redeemer. And I will go into verse 15 with you. I hope that you will comprehend what I'm saying to you, that I do not have the urge to do this again. Because there's a reason why I'm doing this again. I'm getting that sensation. I'm getting that feeling to do it, which means our people are not listening to this. Our people are not getting this, what I'm saying to you. So I'm trying to say it in a way where anyone who hear it may comprehend what I'm saying. Let's go to 15. But it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken to the voice of Aya your Redeemer, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes which that Aya has commanded you to do, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. Now, Aya is saying to you here, if you refuse to keep those commandments that he's given you, the commandments he gave you, if you refuse to do them, the blessings he promised you will turn into a curse. Again, if you refuse to do the commandments that Aya has given you, your blessings that he promised you, it will turn into a curse to you. My dear brothers and sisters, I don't know, it's so troubling, it's so painful. It is so painful to see Aya just told us that we are not to turn to the left, we are not to turn to the right, we are not to go to any other, no name, no other mighty one, no name, no new name, no other mighty one. We are not to go to them. We are not to call their name. Our people have gone to a strange mighty one. Some of our brothers now are turning him black. They have gone to a strange mighty one who have never promised them anything. They have sold themselves for nothing. They have gone to things that cannot do anything for them. They have turned to the left, some turn to the right. The Most High said we're not supposed to turn. We're not supposed to go to no one else but him. And that's what I want you to get from what I'm doing with you today. We are not to call on any other name. I have many videos. I give you the name of the Most High. I show you how he gave us his name. You could read it and see it yourself, how he has given us his name. I'll play the videos, see how he has given us his name. He has given us his name throughout this book. Every time he tells you, don't go to no strange one, he's telling you, don't call no other name. That's what he's saying to you, because he had already given you his name. He just told you on top, he said, even the nations shall see that you are called by his name. How would they see that? They will know, they will come to the knowledge as they are doing now, to know that we, these people whom they have oppressed for so long, are the ones who are called by the name. Which name? The true Israelites. That's what he's saying to you. They are now waking up to the reality that we are the true Hebrews of the Bible. We are the ones who carry the name EZER-IAH. As I told you before, there are many Hebrews. Ishmael is Hebrew. Esau is Hebrew. We are Hebrews because we came from the ancestry of Abraham. But the covenant that I am made was with the seed of Isaac, Jacob. He didn't make it with Esau. So Esau is Hebrew. That's the Arabs. But they are not Israelites. It's the seeds of Jacob are the Israelites. And that's who we are. We, the black people who came to this part of the world in this strange land, to a strange language, to a people our fathers nor we have known, to a people who are now teaching us and have taught us to worship wood and stone. The Jesse on the wood and the stone the Islam have in Mecca. That's what our people are doing. And Ayah told us we must not move to the left nor to the right. We are not to go to any new ones. We're supposed to stay with him. We're supposed to have his name. We're supposed to recognize what is his name. We're supposed to know his name. That's what I'm doing with you, my brother and sister. I'm giving you his name. So he says here, it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of Ayah your Redeemer, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes that he has commanded you, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. So as he told you, if you do it, the commandments, if you do what he just told you, from what I read from chapter 1, from verse 1 to verse 14, if you do what he spoke to you about from in Deuteronomy 28, from verse 1 to verse 14, there will be blessings to you. But if you refuse to keep the commandments, these same blessings will turn as curse to you. And that's why I told you, our people who are borrowing to show off, who are borrowing to have vanity, to gain vanity, those who are borrowing to pretend, it is not blessings. Those whom you see go to worship JC on Sunday morning, and because they have a job, they say they're blessed. Because they have a car, they say they're blessed. Because they have a home, they say they're blessed. See how much debt they're in, and see how quickly they will lose it if something happens. Because it's not a blessing. It has already turned to a curse. And we must recognize this. Ayah does not want his people to live under any curse. Ayah will bless you. When Ayah bless you, you will be free from debt. When Ayah bless you and set his spirit in you and his commandments is ruling your life, you will be able to organize your life. You will be satisfied with what you have. You will be comfortable in the condition you're in, and you will be able to raise yourself up from there without being in debt. You will be able to raise yourself up from being in confusion. You will be raise yourself up from being obligated to serve your enemy. You will raise yourself up from being in their bondage, for being under the agreement. that the agreement you have to sign to get a house, the agreement you have to sign to get a car, the agreement you have to sign for everything that you got. You will be free from that. Ayah will bless you. Let us praise Ayah. Praise Ayah. Praise Ayah. So we go to 16, and it says, cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Now you are seeing the same words that he tell you, blessed you shall be in the city, blessed you shall be in the field. Now he is just adding the word curse to it. It's the same words he's speaking to you. He's only adding the word curse. So what he is doing, he is switching it. Because you are not keeping his commandments, it will be turned around. Instead of blessing, it will be cursing. That's what he is saying to us. He says, cursed shall be your basket and your store. Cursed shall be the fruit of your body, the fruit of thy hand, the increase of thy kind, and the flock of thy sheep. My dear brothers and sisters, I don't think I have to deliberate on this one. Look at our children. Look at the behavior. Look at our people. See how they live. See how they die. See how they behave. See what they have. See what's their ambition. See what they are thinking about. See what they want to gain. See how they want to live. Just look. It's in your eye. You could see it. I has turned this. I have turned this into curse. You cannot enjoy the children. They are not there for you. Yes, you take care of them, you nourish them, you bring them up. And when they reach a certain age, it's all about them. It's their fantasies. They have gone, just like you turn away from Ayah, they are turning away from you. They are turning away. They don't have no love. They don't have no gratitude. They don't have no respect. They don't show appreciation. And that's what Ayah wants us to do. When Ayah gave us his commandments, is for us to show appreciation for all that he's doing for us. All the air we breathe, you can't count how much time, how much breath you took. All the water you drink, you can't count how much time you have drunk water. All the time you have eaten, you can't count what you ate and where it came from. I have been doing this for us from in the womb. He who take us out our mother's bowel, he been doing this for us. Even when we were in our father's loins, he was doing this for us. He was nourishing him. That's why he did the I cope. And then he bring us into fruition. He bring us out. We were in our father's loin. We was in our mother's womb. And then he bring us out. I am speaking to us, my dear brothers and sisters. Listen. Listen to what I am saying to us. Listen to what he's saying to us. He says, 19, cursed shall thou be when you come in. That's when you go out and you come in your house. Curse. Confusion. And cursed shall thou be when you're going out. When you're going out is confusion. You're coming in is confusion. Home invasion. You're inside your house, you're getting shot from through your window. The husband killing the wife, the children killing the mother, mother killing children. It's confusion, my dear brothers and sisters. You have turned that blessing. That blessing is overturned. It has turned into a curse. The same house they're dying to have, and when they get it, they die in it. Who killed them? The husband they love. Who killed them? The children that they nourish. Who killed the children? The same parents who brought them in and was feeding them. Killed them in the same house. It's confusion. It has turned. And I am saying to us now, we have to change this. The very thing these pastors, these false doctrine, these false teachers are teaching you out there, they're telling you, you are no longer under the law. You are under grace. They are setting the curse upon you, my dear brothers and sisters. Without the law, there is no grace. Grace is an unmerited favor. We have to keep the law of Allah. We must call on his name. We must keep his law to get his grace. His grace is a promise. The law is something we have to do. The name is a name we have to call so we could receive the promise. It's like you promising your child, if he behaves, you will give him this. You're promising your husband, if he does that, you will cook this. The husband promising the wife, if you do this, you will get this. It's a promise. And if the obligation is not met, the promise is not given. If you don't do what you agree to do to get the promise, you cannot receive the promise. How are you expect to get the gift if you were supposed to do something for it? If you were supposed to do something to receive something, how could you get it? How could you get the car if you don't pay the money? How could you get a house if you don't pay that money? How? How could you get a paycheck if you don't do the job? Our Redeemer grace is based on his commandments, the very thing he gave us to lead us in our lives, our everyday lives. You go on to say, I shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke. Listen to what he's sending. He is sending cursing, vexation, confusion, and rebuke in all that you set your hand unto for you to do, until you are destroyed. Wherever you do is confusion, as I just explained to you. This, look, he's just telling you here. Whatever you do is confusion, you're going to reap from it. As long as you are not doing his commandments, whatever you do, you think you're making progress, and sooner or later you lost everything. You think you are this big thing because you have this big job, and next minute you're locked up with handcuffs, you're going to prison, you lost the job. You think your children are so educated they're going to help you, sooner or later you hear a call, they're dead. My dear brothers and sisters, I want you to listen to what I'm saying to you. Because these people who are telling you the laws are done away with, they would not read this scripture to you. They wouldn't explain this to you. They wouldn't tell you this. They are agents of Lucifer. They are agents of the devil, the deceiver, the oppressor, the destroyer. That's who they are. They are the servants of the destroyer. They are not of higher. They are not of the Most High. They are not here to cause you to live. They are here to cause you to die. Because Aya's law is the truth, and the truth is what can set you free. And when you get the truth, you shall live, because Aya has given you his commandments that you may live. They don't want you to live. Lucifer doesn't want you to live, because Lucifer doesn't want the Most High to reign over him. He wants to reign. He wants to rule. Although he knows that Aya is going to destroy him. But for the time he is in charge, he is around here, he is going to do the most destruction he can do. He is going to do it. That's his aim. We are the ones who Aya gave the ability to choose. We now have to know. We have to see his ways, how he works. We have to know what to choose. We have to know what I is saying to us. We have to know his laws. We have to read this book. We have to comprehend it. And we have to start to do what I say to us that we should do. We have to put his commandments in our heart. He promised he can wash our hearts. This is what this is doing. I'm trying to do with you today. I'm trying to get your heart washed, so that you could put that comprehension in it, so that you may know what I am saying to you. Don't expect somebody coming to wash your heart with water. No. It's spiritual, my brother. It's spiritual, my sister. All you need to do is open up your intellect. Ask Aya to clean it. Put his knowledge in there. The zeal to study his word, to put his word straight, to comprehend them, and to take his commandments in your heart and allow his commandments to lead you along the way of righteousness. He says, and until you perish quickly because of the wickedness of your doing, where you has forsaken Aya. So he is going to bring these things on you until you are destroyed. You will perish in it because of your wickedness, because you refuse to listen, because you refuse to hear what I am saying to you, and you are going and listen to the prophet of the demons, the demonic prophets out there, the demonic pastors and priests that are out there. I have already told you, he have cursed them. I get the scripture for you where he's told you that they are already cursed. He said he's going to curse the prophets who lie, who say he say when he didn't say, who come in his name lying to you. He said they will be cursed. And then he said he have already cursed them. So they are cursed. So they are bringing curse upon you. They're not bringing light upon you. They're not bringing truth. They're not coming to wake you up to truth. They are bringing curse upon you. When they tell you that the commandments is no longer for you to keep, my dear brothers and sisters, they are bringing curse upon you. Just listen to what I am saying here, and you will know what I'm saying. When they tell you that you no longer have to keep the commandments, they are turning Aya's blessing on you into curses. He says here, Aya shall make the pestilence cleave unto you until they consume you from off the land. So you are going to go through those conditions until you die. You are going to, as long as you forsake Aya, that he told you, do not go to any other in verse 14, but you choose to do that, he going to cause all these curses and these things to come unto you until you die. It's going to consume you until you die. Then he goes to 22. He says, Aya shall smite you with a consumption and with a fever. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, as I say this coronavirus that is going around, this is what you call consumption. It is a consumption. It is affecting the system. It's affecting your lungs. It's affecting your whole body. And how you're getting it? By inhalation, by inhaling it. So here we see, as I speak these words to you today, there's this curse that is upon us. This curse is being played out as I speak to you today. He says, consumption and with a fever. You see, that's the way they could detect it, is by taking your temperature, because it brings on a fever on you. The same words I am speaking to you here, the same words is happening as I speak to you. Listen to your news and see what's happening around the world. This is a consumption. He says, with inflammation. Why? Because when it gets into you, it gives you a fever. And what does a fever cause? The swelling of the lungs, the swelling of your brain, and you die. And with an extreme burning, and with the sword, like how we are dying, killing one another every day with guns and bullets and knives, and with blasting and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until you perish. These things will pursue you until you perish. Why? Because you have forsaken your Redeemer. You have gone to JC, you've gone to Yahweh, you've gone to Jehovah, you've gone to all these, you've gone to Allah, you've gone to all of them. So now these things going to pursue you until you die. He says, he goes further. He said, and thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under the feet under thee shall be iron. Which means we won't be getting no rain, no blessing. Look around the world, look on the globe. See how drought is affecting the earth. My dear brothers and sisters, the greatest disaster is happening on the earth today is the lack of water. Lack of water. 24. I shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down. So look around, pull up winds, dust storms around the world. Pull up, Google dust storms around the world, and you will see how frequent they are. You see them come in the dark, you think it's rain, it's not rain, it's dust. I is telling you here, upon you, until you be destroyed. So all the things I have told us will bless us and make us above all the other nations of the earth. All the things he promised us as a people, that's not everybody on the earth. This is us, the ones who we choose, the people who he gave his name to, the people who he gave his land, the people who he gave his promise, the people who he gave his commandments. Remember, he's telling you about a special people, the children of Israel. Read your book. Don't think it's every human, everybody. And now everybody's human anyway. You are human because hue means color. The shade, hue. You have color. There are many people without color. My dear brothers and sisters. I shall cause thee to be smitten before your enemies. Again, you shall go out one way against them, and you shall flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. Exactly. See, he told us they will run from us 7 ways when we go after them. Now, he turned this into a curse for us. He said, now, we will run the 7 ways from them, as we do. You go on the street demonstrating, no justice, no peace. The police come and what? You see them running like ants. And the heathen just take the picture with the cameras and show you every day on the move how they're running. They are the big bad Johns. They will shoot down and kill and beat up their brother, kill their sister. But when the police come, is yes sir, no sir, no sir. They're on the ground. The police, the heathen putting their foot in their neck and they're begging, please sir, no sir, thank you sir, sorry sir, please sir. But they will kill their mother, they will kill their brother in the house, they will kill their sister, they will kill their child, they will kill their wives, they will kill their girlfriends, they're so angry. But when the heathen come, it's no, sir. Please, sir. Forgive me, sir. Everything is, sir. Sir. Respect to the enemy. Here he is. He's telling you he go turn it into a curse for you. Because why? You refuse to stick to eye your Redeemer. You refuse. You turn to the left, or you may have turned to the right, but you did not stay with him. You turned and you went after others. And that's what's happening to you. In 26, he says, and thy carcasses shall be meat unto all the fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. I will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emeralds, and with the scabs, and with the itch, there thou cannot be healed. Here he's telling us our bodies go stay on the ground some places, and the birds go eat it. My dear brothers and sisters, you know how much of us that the birds eat? that the police know, and them they look to see where the birds are, to know where the bodies are. When we go missing now, they look for the vultures in the air to see where they're circling, to go look there to find the body. Just like Aya says, just like he says, just like he says. He says he's going to smite us with the botches of Egypt, the plagues that he put on Egypt. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, look out, look at your news and see what locust is doing to our people. See where locust is among our people out in Africa. Look, see what the locust is doing to us, to our people. See what it's doing. He says he will cause the hemorrhoids, and with the scalp, look at our daughters. Look at them. The ayah has removed the hair from the head. So now they are wearing the heathens' hair. They need hair from the heathens to put on their head. And they think this is beauty. They think this is beauty. They think they are blessed because they are beautiful. Another curse. Another curse he has done unto our sisters and our daughters. They don't even know where the hair come from. They don't know whether it's dead or it's not. I saw a video where some young girl put her hair on her head and it caused her death because it had some bacteria in it and eat her through the scalp. My dear brothers and sisters, I have promised this. So I want you to read this. I want you to see it and know who is he talking about, because he's talking about us. We must go back to serving Ayah and keeping his commandments. We must go back and call his name. We must put his commandments in our intellect. And then we will receive his promises. He go on to say, Ayah shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Stress, astonishment of heart. You're not sure on your life. My dear, I see brothers driving, and when they say the siren, the very police that's supposed to protect and serve you, when they hear that siren or they see that light, they get so nervous, their heart pounding like you're touching the steering wheel. Astonishment of heart. They're going blind. And even those that have eyes that could still open it, they're still blind because they don't know where they're going. They're blind. And look at how much of us, our young people, are mad. Look at them on the streets. Go in the madhouse. See how many are mad. They're just going mad. My dear brothers and sisters, Ayers told us about this. He told us what we have to do. So let us continue. They shall grope at noonday as the blind grope in darkness. They shall grope in noonday, the noonday, the middle of the day, which is 12 o'clock in the day, when it's at the brightest. Our people will be acting like if they are blind. They will be acting like how a blind man acts in the night. In the night, like how a blind man acts, like to feel around and he can't see. They have eyes, but they still not seeing. And I am saying here, at the midday, at noon, 12 o'clock in the day, when it's at the brightest, the sun is at the brightest, our people will be acting like blind people. They don't know what they have to do. They don't know what they have to say. They don't know where they have to go. Just like they don't know they have to turn back to Ayah. They are blind. They're still going after what the heathen give them. They're still going after these idols. They're going after these evil spirits. They're going after demons. They're going after devils. The witchcraft. The voodoo. The idol worship. That's what they're going after. They are not going out to seek Ayah. They're not seeking Ayah. That's the blindness that is on our people. The blessing has turned to the curse for our people. And unless we turn back to Ayah, our Redeemer, and seek Him and comprehend the meaning of the law that He gave us, we will be destroyed. we will die in that ignorance. This is what he's saying to us, my dear people. He says, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save you. Here he is telling us now, he says, and you shall not prosper. You ain't gonna get up. You wouldn't prosper. No prosperity will be yours. So all the showing off with all the house and the cars, it's not theirs. It belongs to the bank. They don't prosper in nothing. They work all their lives to pay for it. The bank still own it. And when they die and gone, their children stop paying for it. So we go back to the heathen. They take everything they work for in their lifetime. Children are going through this. Children are not spending no money on this. They rather go homeless. They ain't doing it. And then you go back to the heathen. Who is this happening to? Are this happening? Is this happening to the heathens? Are you seeing this happening to the Jews? Do you see this happening to 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 the rich, the whites and the Hispanics and the Chinese? Are you seeing this happening to them? It's happening to you. You, Hebrew Israelite. You, because this was done to you. The laws was given to you. His name was given to you. That's why he gave to take you out of the land of Egypt. His promises was given to you. You are the one who are disobeyed. And you are the one that will pay the price. And you going in the street and march, talking about no justice, no peace, ain't gonna solve nothing. He tells you here, you shall be oppressed and spoiled evermore, which means as long as you continue in the way you are doing, you will be oppressed. And no man shall save you. No man can save you. JC was a man. The JC that the people praying to was a man. They told you he walked the earth. He ate food. He slept. They said that they killed him on a tree. They told you they buried him in a grave. He was a man. They told you they put a crown on his head. He was a man. They tell you they pierced him with something on his side. He was a man. They told you they beat him. He was a man. They told you he carried a cross made with wood. So he was a man. Here I is telling you, no man gonna save you. So is JC gonna save you? He was a man. No man will save you. So whoever man who come telling you that he can save you, he's only putting the curse on you. He's only causing that curse to be on you stronger. Any man who comes to you telling you that he could save you is only causing the curse to be stronger and take more hold on you. Because here I is telling you, no man shall save you from these curses. No man gonna save you from what he's saying to you. And my dear brothers and sisters, since our people been praying to JC or Jehovah or Yahweh or whoever, what they was praying to, don't you think by now they should have been receiving the blessings that the Most High promised? If what they were praying to and worshiping was the Most High, don't you think by now we as a people would have been on top, all the peoples of the world? Why are we still beneath? Why are we still exhibiting all these curses? Why? Ask yourself, why is only our people exhibiting all these curses that I am reading that's in this book? Why is it? And then you will know it's because it is our people who are breaking the law that was given to us. It's our people who are not seeking our mighty one. It's our people who are not calling on his name. is our people who do not know the promises he made to us. It's our people that is blind. It, it is our people who is groping as blind man in the day at noonday. It is our people. And Aya is telling us what we have to do. We must do it because no man can stop it from happening to us. Nobody can stop it. Nobody can stop it from happening to us. Except when we turn back to Aya, call on him. He said he will forgive us. We have to ask him for forgiveness for our ancestors' transgressions, our transgression, because we all have sinned. So we have to ask for forgiveness, and we must start learning his laws and start doing them. That is what will change stuff for us. My dear brothers and sisters, I am here to tell you what I am saying to you. I call on Aya, and Aya have helped me. Aya has not given me over unto death. Aya have put his song of praise in my mouth. Aya have blessed me. And I'm now encouraging you, my brother or my sister. You don't know me, but you hear the voice. This voice here is now encouraging you for you to get your share of your blessing. If it's one thing, keep in your mind, this voice that you're hearing here is encouraging you to do what you're supposed to do to get your blessing, to be free from these curses, to be free from these curses. I take you, verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. You shall build a house, and thou shalt not dwell in it. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. My dear brothers and sisters, here we go again. Here I is explaining to us. It's like he's standing up in front of us and telling us, do you see, do you know your father? And he's telling you, your father has gray hair, your father has a broad nose, your father has black skin, your father has a beard, your father has a mark on the side of his face, your father has a cut mark on his hand, your father has, he's telling you for you to identify your father. It's like Aya is right in front of us, telling us how to identify ourselves, how to know who is speaking to, how to know what we have to do, how to know what we have to, who we have to call on, how we will know it is us he is speaking to. It's like he is portraying us in words. He is portraying us to ourselves in words so that we could wake up, so that we could realize what he's saying. Who is he speaking about? Clean your mind. Take all this JC out your mind. Take all this Yeshua out your mind. They are men. Take them out your mind. Seek Aya, your Redeemer, with your whole heart, your whole soul, and with all your strength. Here he tells you, he says, you will build a house, like I was explaining to you. You go build a house, but you won't own it. It belongs to the bank, and they're going to take it back from you sooner or later. Maybe you might live in it until you die, but your children, they wouldn't have it because they wouldn't be able to pay the mortgage. They wouldn't be able to pay the money for it. You go build it, yes, but you won't have it. And our ancestors built America, and they have nothing to show for it. They built America and have nothing to show for it. They built the White House. Have you ever seen a Hebrew Israelite in that White House as president? No. Do you expect to see one? You better not waste your time. He says, you will have a wife, but another man will live with her. Check our women, check their behavior. Check the behaviors of the women. Check your shows on your TV. See about the DNA test and how this thing is so rampant. You are not the father. You are not the father. You are not the father. All the one they bring, you are not the father. You are not the father. Open your ears and open your eyes and see the Most High is speaking to us, my brothers and sisters. He is speaking to us. He says here, we go plant, but we won't reap it. We are working on farms. We don't benefit. It's not ours. The produce they're going and reap in Texas and in Mexico and wherever, that's not ours. We're going to work on the farm. It belongs to the enemy, the heathen. It's not ours. Just everything he's telling you here. Everything he's telling you. He says, you will have an ox, and it shall be slain before your eyes, and you shall not eat it. You have a donkey, they go take it away from you. And nobody go restore it to you. Anything you have, they're going to take it away. And even though they don't take it away, you're going to give it away. Because you're going to give it away for something. You're going to need something, and you have to give it away. You have a car, or your child's sick, you have to go to the hospital, you have to sell it. You have a cattle, oh, you have to pay the bills, you have to sell it. You don't have nothing. My dear brothers and sisters, listen to the words of Ayah. Ayah is speaking to us. Listen to what he's saying. Listen. He said, your sheep shall give none to your enemies, and you shall have none to rescue them. You shall have none to rescue them. Nobody restoring it, nothing to rescue them. And then you go to 32. He says, your sons and your daughters shall be given unto another people, and your eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in your hand. And some of our brothers will say this was only referring to slavery because they sold out, they took our daughters and our sons and they take them from one plantation to another plantation. All you had to do is to worry about them and you couldn't see them no more. And there's nothing you could do about it. Yes, it is true. But that's part of it. But is it finished? No, it's not. They take your sons from you and lock them up. What are you going to do? They take your daughters and lock them up. What are you going to do? They're sitting in prison. They're in the prison house. What are you going to do? Do you have strength in your hand to take them out? Well, then take them out. See who is in the jail. See the population in the jail. See who it is there. We're just a little percentage of the population, but see who full up the jail. Check it out. It's not finished. The curse is still ongoing because we have not turned back to our Redeemer. So the curse is still ongoing. It's still upon us. He says here in 33, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat it up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes by the things that you will see. Are you not mad? Do you get mad when you see certain things happening to our people? Don't you be mad? But what can you do? There is nothing you could do. Nothing you could do. You could be mad. Here, he's telling you here. Look at it in your book. He's telling you. I shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with sores, boils, cannot be healed. Cancer. Cancer. It cannot be healed. from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. I shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt have set over thee unto a nation which thou shalt not, which your fathers have not known. Here he's saying, I shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt not, which you shall set over you. This was when we was in the land in Jerusalem. They set their own kings, right? And I am saying here, they go take you, your kings, and bring you to lands that you have not known. He's not talking about lands that bordering them. He's not talking about Egypt. He's not talking about Syria. He's not talking about Iraq. He's not talking about them places there where they know those lands. They know it. No. He's talking about lands they have not known. And hear what he says. He says, and there shall thou serve gods, wood and stone. Here what he tell you. He said when you go there, you ain't gonna serve him. You wouldn't be serving iron. You won't be serving him when you go there. You're gonna be serving gods, wood and stone. The JC on the wooden cross. And you have the Allah, which is the stone in Mecca. You Muslims and you Christians. That's what you're going to be doing. Do our people join Judaism? No. What they join? Christianity and Islam. That's what they join. They don't convert to Judaism. Judaism is the third religion, the third one in the Trinity. It's a Trinity set up by Lucifer on this earth. They call it the Holy Trinity. Satan has transformed himself from being the angel of light, transformed himself from being the prince of darkness to the angel of light. The Trinity, the beast. That's the Trinity. Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. And that's what our people, our brothers and sisters who are talking about they are awakened. Now they're claiming the name to be Jews. In your whole book, your Redeemer has called you EZER-IAH. He has called you by his name. He said, go unto the children of EZER-IAH. Go and speak to the children of EZER-IAH. Oh, EZER-IAH, I have loved you. Oh, EZER-IAH, I've taken you out of the land of Egypt. But now, our own brothers who are saying they are awakened are telling our people that they are the real Jews. So now they are the synagogue of Satan. Now they are in the tent of Lucifer. So they are real Jews. The Most High never called us Jews, my dear people. Never. He always spoke to us as the children of Israel, his children, his chosen people. He put his name on us. Ayah, Israel, Ayah, Yudayah, Idayah. His name is on us. Never Jews. Never Christians, never Islam. Show it in your book. Open your book from Genesis to Malachi, the book he gave us, the book that we're supposed to remember, the book of remembrance. Remember, we are the people of the book. So the book of remembrance from Genesis to Malachi. Show me where he spoke to the Jews. Show me where he spoke to Christians. Show me where he spoke to Islam in that book. But you have given him up and you have gone to a book that the heathen write and stuck to your book. And now you are praying to a strange mighty one. You are praying to a man. Someone they themselves tell you they killed. They also write in their book when he was dying, he called out and say, Father, Father, why have you forsaken him? So he was forsaken. But now you are worshiping him the forsaken one. Don't you see how you're worshiping Lucifer? Don't you see how you have gone astray from your Redeemer? Don't you see? Can't you see it? He himself told you in Matthew 24. He says, many shall come in his name, saying that he is the Messiah. They will come saying that he is the anointed. Messiah means anointed, or Christ means anointed. Many shall come saying that he is the anointed and deceive many. He himself tell you that. They will come telling you that he is the Messiah. But what they will be doing? They will be deceiving you. My dear brothers and sisters, do you really want salvation? Do you want to know your Redeemer? Then read his book from Genesis to Malachi. They also told you that there was one who went to him and they said, ask him a question. He says, they call him Master. And he said, why are you calling me holy? Why are you calling me? What? He asking them the question. Why are you calling me that name? There is only one that is. Only one. And he is the Father who is in heaven. He himself. They put it in their book. They know you wouldn't read it. But when they put it in their book, he says, why are you calling him that way? When there is only one that is holy, the Father who is in heaven. And he said, for you to get salvation, what you have to do? You have to love him, the Father, with your whole heart, your whole soul, and with all your strength. And then they turned they left it there. It was still there. But they have you worshiping him, praying to him. Don't you see your folly? Don't you see who you're praying to? Don't you see how Lucifer has transformed himself from being the prince of darkness to the angel of light? Don't you see how you are bringing these curses on yourself? Don't you see why the curses are on you? He says, 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations where you shall be led. So anywhere you go on this planet, on this earth, you will be an astonishment. People will watch you and shake their head. You will be a proverb. People will just make up names, say things about you. They will just say things about you, all the bad things. Oh, he's a so-and-so. He's a this. She's a... They just call you names wherever you go. And a byword. So they put names on you. None of them will call you EZER-IAH because the curse is on you. You rejected his name. You have rejected his name. So now the curse is on you. So it's bywords. You shall be called by bywords. That's how they're going to call you. In all the nations you're going. He says, you who planting something, you will go out in the field with men with plenty, and you shall gather but a little in. For locusts shall consume it. The locusts shall consume it. Now they're talking about they have seen the worst set of locusts in 70 years back in Africa. In 70 years, the worst they have seen is right now. My dear brothers and sisters, all these curses is still there because we have not turned back to our Redeemer. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes. Why? Because we will be working for the heathen, the owners of the vineyards or the heathen, and you will be working on the plantation. So when the wine is made, how much of us drink wine? What wine you could buy? How much for a bottle? You know? When last you drink a bottle of wine? Yeah? When last? As the heathen, they drink wine every day, every night with their dinner. They drink wine. You walk on the plantation, you might gather the grapes. Yeah, they go to Europe and gather grapes. Our people go to Europe, they gather it here, they go. Ask them how much wine do they drink. EZER is our Redeemer, and we must turn back to EZER. So here, my brothers and sisters, and it continue with the curses. I would like you to continue to read there in 39, 40. He's telling you, you wouldn't be able to enjoy your children. You will make sons and daughters, but you won't be able to enjoy them. He also tell you that they will keep going into captivity. He goes down to 42. He said, the trees of the fruit of thy land shall be, the locusts consume it, eat up your trees. He says in 43, the stranger that is within thy gates shall rise up above you. We were here as a people since Columbus. And everybody who come here after us rise up above our people. This is your proof who you are and what you have to do. He says the stranger will lend to you and you will not be able to lend to him. That's exactly what we're doing now. You're going to the Spanish bank, you're borrowing money. You go to the Italian bank, you go to the German bank, you go to the Israeli bank, you go to everybody bank to borrow. But you don't have one bank for yourself to lend to nobody. He shall be the head and you shall be the tail. So even the strangers that's come among in your area where you live, they just come here from any other nation, they just come here. They go rise up above you who was here all the time. Listen to what he's saying to you. And then in 45, he tell you, moreover, all these curses shall come upon you and shall pursue you and overtake you till you be destroyed. Hear what he says in verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you and shall pursue you and overtake you till you be destroyed. Why? Because you have not listened, hearkened, which means you have not listened unto the voice of EZER your Redeemer. How did you not listen? You go on to say, you did not listen and get the comprehension that you have to keep all his commandments and his statutes that he commanded you. You have not brought yourself to realize that you have to keep his commandments. You must do it. You Hebrew Israelite, unless you do it, you are wasting your time. You are spinning yourself in the merry clay. You are bringing curses on yourself. And we need to turn from the curses. We need to turn to EZER, our Redeemer, and we need to sing his praise. So my dear brothers and sisters, I will make this part 1, and I will continue after with a part 2 to finish it off.